I work with an organization called Together We Live. I'm on the advisory board, and we work with disabled individuals, and we get them out and socialize them in athletics. Well, he's got cerebral palsy, and he had a lot of other issues. He had seizures. And since we've been working with him, I know in the last 3 years, a lot of these other problems have subsided. He has less seizures. He's more vocal. He's come a long way in his physical therapy. In fact, 2 years ago, at the end of a race, we had him stand up and use a walker to cross the finish line, and it was just an amazing moment for him. Patrick's taught me to be grateful and humble and appreciate everything that I have so much more than I had before. It's just an amazing experience. The joy of crossing the finish line with Patrick is just an experience I don't think I could ever have any other way.
So the organizations that I volunteer with, first is Phoenix Children's Hospital, specifically Toyland. The other is LLS, which is the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Really what inspired me first with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society is actually going through the process myself. In 2006, as a 23-year-old, I was randomly diagnosed with leukemia. And going through that battle and realizing that if I was diagnosed 5 years before there literally wouldn't have been a treatment for me, really inspired me and my family to do a little bit more to help raise the awareness for blood cancers. Typically in our society, there's a lot of awareness for different types of cancers, and blood is one that really doesn't have a lot of the support that some of the other research options do have. With Light the Night, it's solely an evening time thing. I mean, me and my family, we really get together. We bring a big group together to raise money. We try to hit a specific goal of about $5,000 each time. And essentially what you do is you get your big group together. Some people make t-shirts to remember those that have gone through some sort of blood cancer. My family has Timmy G shirts, which is a nickname for me outside of work. And it's just something that we have a really good time. We walk together as a family, we share stories, we look up, and it's really, really cool to see just an entire stream for miles of red, white, and gold balloons that kind of remind you of what the bloodstream looks like in the human body.
So what inspired me to work with Save the Family was just that it was such a great organization, and they had a plan to put these families back on their feet to become financially independent, and it wasn't just a give out. With Save the Family, you could actually sponsor a family where you get a list of their wish list for Christmas. You know, everybody knows that that time of year I'm gonna come to them and I collect all the money and then I go shopping. Without what I do and without shopping, they wouldn't be opening up Christmas presents. And so I think that's so important for a child. You know, I just can't imagine a little kid not being able to, open up a Christmas present on Christmas Day. Favorite examples of that was just last Christmas with a family that I sponsored. So there was 3 children and then a mother and a father. And then for whatever reason, it was the children's presents and everything else. And for whatever reason, I didn't quite catch one little thing that the father had asked. And he had asked for anything that had to do with the San Francisco 49ers. So fortunately, I had just bought a San Francisco 49er cap. And I just tried it on to fit it on, hadn't even worn it yet. So I wrapped that thing up. And so that father sent a thank you note to us saying, thank you for making our children's Christmas wonderful. Otherwise it would not have been there. And then they had a picture of it. And the father was wearing the 49er cap.
1 out of 4 children in Arizona suffer with hunger problems. They go home, they don't know what they're going to eat. Some of them have sleep for dinner. They just go to sleep because they have nothing to eat. So what I do is help prepare meals for them, whether at school or meals that will be dropped off at their residence. So I think that when you think of children that are hungry, you think of they may not do well and excel in tests. They may not have the focus that they need throughout school, and it may make them irritable, may make them cause problems with other classmates simply because they're lacking a meal. Knowing that when I leave there, I'm pooped out because it's so fast-paced when you're there, but to know that you left truly making a difference in a child's life just by volunteering your time. It's been life-changing for me.
HEAL International stands for Health, Empowerment, Aid, and Light. It's really a big organization about every child deserves love and health care. How the children are impacted by this work is someone who's had all of their choice taken from them is then provided the education to have agency, meaning I can say no. Here's how I do that. Well, largely the youth that we provide services here in Arizona to are where they've been removed from the home, or they've removed themselves from the home and have been collected off the streets. So they then are provided services through the foster care system. And the foster care system isn't designed to address significant sexual abuse. And that's where we come in.
So the organization I work for is called Safe Haven for Animals, and we rescue cats. First couple times you go there and you see that many cats, and they don't have homes, and they've never had homes, and they might not ever have homes. It's hard to hug them and then walk away and tell them, it's gonna be okay when you don't know if it is. It takes a lot of effort, but if somebody doesn't, then what's gonna happen to them? If you have the willpower, I would suggest doing it, because it feels amazing to know that you've saved a life at least once, and they can't tell you how much it means, but when you hug them and they're purring and they don't want to let go, it means something to them.
I care because I think every individual deserves the opportunity to reach their full potential as a human being.
Something as simple as human kindness is what is like a boomerang that comes back to you. Their smile, they're appreciative, a warm hug, thank you. Just knowing that something so simple could change their life.
I care because I think it's very important to help others in need.
I care because I love people. People matter.
I care because I really want those in our world to understand that there are people that care about them. Regardless of what you're going through, if it's something minor or something major, your community will lift you up. And I care because I want to be one of those individuals that lead and inspire others to take a moment out of their day to really show another person that they mean something to them.